Hey everyone, welcome to the Dyslexic Developer. I don't really do introductions to this, but yeah, Dyslexic Developer Hello Drunk World series. If you're new to the channel or the stream, don't forget to say hi. If you've never watched before, this is a showcase for me to get drunk and try and code something from scratch. So taking a very hazy drunken idea and turn it into a fully fledged application, and hopefully deploying at the end of it. Um, so getting everything set up here in the background so I don't have to log into anything or create anything. Again, if you're in the chat, don't forget to say hi. So getting started soon. So if you haven't followed on Twitter or ever seen the topics of this I say this week's stream, but I stream fortnightly, is to do with building like a meme generator. So just open up our things. You might hear some noise of the feedback. Hopefully not. Generator. Ah, there you go. Yeah, so building out a meme generator. If you don't know what a meme generator is, I'll be showing an example in like as we're going along and the kind of what I'm aspiring towards. So I think it could be really interesting building out a meme generator from scratch. Well, not from scratch, but utilizing tools that we have around at our disposal and what we can do. Um, yeah, and then from this meme generator, we'll hopefully have something interesting, deployable that I can push to the cloud. So again, don't forget to say hi in the chat. And hopefully we'll have a little bit of fun going along, and hopefully you can help me when I get stuck because of the drink. So I'm just getting everything configured and set up here. Never really prepared for these kind of things, but if I was prepared, what would the fun be? So let's see. Right, where are we? Where are we? Yeah, we're flying. So yeah, I think there's a decent bit to get through here, so let's get it started. And ceremonially, I'm going to be having my bottle of wine. This week it is Santa Helena. Can't pronounce half the other words, but I can pronounce Merlot 2019, so a vintage in my eyes. I'm gonna get a little bit of wine porn ASMR. I never pronounce a fucking acronym. But we'll see how it goes. Like you see me looking down the side, I'm just keeping an eye on the stream and the stats in the channel. If I don't reply immediately to anything or acknowledge questions or whatever, there's always a bit of delay in these things. My connection, my setup isn't perfect, but it does for what I need to do. Yeah, so as I said, we're building out a meme generator. So I'm going to get going on this. And you'll see me flick awkwardly back into my streaming software as I do this. Professional, yes I know. So this is the kind of basic idea. We want to build out a meme generator, something like Image Flip's meme generator, where I can put in some text and then I can click generate meme and then I'm given an image. And I can do whatever I want with this image. I can save the image, I can do whatever. In my mind, it's going to be a little bit different than how this does, just because I'm trying to build it off existing knowledge I have, but also using like different tech that I've never used before. So let's take a look at like our basic application and what we're dealing with. Yeah. So I've already scaffolded out a very basic UI. This is lovingly using 98 CSS. And it's cool, yeah, CSS library that gives you what it looks like for CSS. Just let me double check everything's streaming okay. Yep, we are. Yeah, so it gives you this kind of nice like Windows 98 style CSS. I used it in the last stream, and I know I'm just obsessed with it. It's going to be a recurring theme across everything that I do, but there's no harm in that. That's okay. So back to our React app. Oh, and I should mention as well. So it's all based off the just using Create React app. I'm a React developer. I'm a JavaScript developer. I use React by trade. Pardon me. It just makes life a little bit easier to use something I know already to kind of take away a lot of the boilerplate. Nobody wants to watch me trying to configure like Webpack from scratch on a stream, because we could be here for hours. Oh my god, I got my first spam message in the chat, or spam or bot or auto message about buying followers. Yeah, I don't think I'll be doing that. On the flip side, I tested the chat is working and I'm getting messages. Yeah. So, kind of scaffold out this basic app. We have our little window here with our Hello Drunk meme. I have to put in Hello Drunk World in everything I do. We got a text input, does nothing. Click me, does nothing. We've got an image of myself. If you've seen this image before, it is my Twitter profile, although thanks to my amazing wife, Liffy Designs, or Louise Younger _, she's cartooned it up for me. You can check out her work here. Go follow her, designer, very good. So I took that original image and I want to then apply text over the top of it and be able to save it as an image. So that's our meme generation approach, similar to this. I can make another. Okay, we'll cancel that. Yeah, so similar to this kind of experience. It's going to be rough and ready, but we'll see how it goes. So first things first, what now? Okay, if we think about, so actually I built a checklist for this. I've never done this before, but I built a checklist in Gist, and I thought I would, if I click this, does it take me directly to it? No, it's the same thing. So I thought I would use this as a guide of what I need to be able to achieve to build out this product while having a drink, obviously. So first thing is we need to be able to save the image. Now obviously I could just right click. If I can right click, I can right click and save image as. Yeah, that's fine, but for this purposes I wanted to auto save the image. So I need to think about how do I take an image, but because I know ahead of time that I'm going to have to put text over the top, so I'm going to want to be putting divs floating over the top of this, or spans or paragraphs or whatever. I need some other markup on top of this image, and I want to capture that area. So what I need to do is have the ability to grab an element in the page. So if I inspect this, so I can see, like, you know, the structure I built out, this has got a class of meme photo. I want to be able to grab this and somehow save that as an image. I think Chrome has this built in. Can't use Chrome DevTools for this. It's going to be a fully fledged web application. We want to be able to use something native. So obviously I did a little bit of research ahead of time into this to save you watching me Google search how to do certain things. And what I kind of found to be the de facto for this is HTML to Canvas. It always comes up in the search results already. So HTML to Canvas is this code like library that you give it a DOM element and it will then turn it into a canvas for you. Now we're still missing the download as an image bit, but a canvas is something that we can work with in that sense. We can turn a canvas into an image and then download. So the example on the site's really weird. It says try it out. So I hit capture and it just gives me the full screen. So it must be just grabbing this, and this is, you know, copy as image. So it's obviously an image. If I hit capture again, can I inspect element on that to see what this actually? Yeah, so this is our canvas, which is our image. This gives us something to work with. So I've pre-installed HTML to Canvas, and we want to then be able to grab this. In their example that we're going to follow, so we're going to copy pasta their example, I like the fact that it changed the colors when I selected. That's nice. I'm going to figure out how they did that and steal that at another stage. So let's jump over code. So as I said earlier, it's a create React app. I've kind of boilerplated a few things out, but we still got a lot of code that we need to do ourselves. And a lot of things we're going to figure out and find out ourselves when we build this. So we've got our main window, which is our Windows 95 window. We've got our Hello Drunk World text. We've got our meme text, which is this little area here with our label, text box, and button. And then we have our meme image, which is obviously our image that we're using. I like how I took that in the bathroom because you can see the tiles in the background. It was a very, very bad hangover. So this action that we're working with on HTML2 canvas needs to be triggered, by the user somehow, because we need to know that everything's loaded and everything's there that we need to be there. So it's going to be triggered on our button click. So on our click me, we're going to be triggering that function. So let's jump into our meme text. We can see we've got our label, our input, and our button. So we need to add a click event handler to this to then be able to trigger our function. So if I do on click, and to test this out, we're going to do hello drunk world dot log, and that's it. Meant to be a shorthand in WebStorm, but it doesn't always work. So we're just going to trigger a log message when we click on that button, just to test that our button's wired up when it's connected. So we flick over to our console. I'm going to bump the font size on this so we can all see better. So now if we click here, we're getting our message. It's working well. So then let's grab what we had from our HTML to canvas. I copied another thing, so let's copy this again. And Hello Drunk World is about the easiest path to learning something new and using something new. We don't read documentation. We don't read other people's code. We just copy and paste things and keep typing until it works. If that sounds like the description for your job every day, then it's mine too. So we need to import our HTML to canvas library. So import, I don't know why I took a new line there. So import, and we're going to say HTML to canvas. Oh, auto-completed for us already. So we're importing that from there. In its example, it had capture. For us, it's going to be different. So we want to grab our image. So if we go to our app again, and then in our app we go to our image, and if there's any bits along the path, it's like, what the fuck are you doing? How did you do that action? I use a lot of shortcuts in WebStorm. I think I have presentation mode on. I don't think I have it showing the shortcuts. I don't know how to do that immediately. If you know how to do that, write in the chat. But yeah, I'll keep it off for now. It should be on by default for presentation mode, but I probably disabled it. Okay, getting ahead of myself. So we want to use our meme photo class instead. So we go back to meme text. So we provided, well, what we do is we provided a DOM element. So in the example they gave us, they were using document query selector. So document query selector can take any complex enough, like CSS selector. So it could be a div, it could be an actual element like a div, a span, or it could also be a like ID. So like in this example, they're using an element has an ID of capture. So you do hash and then the name of the ID, or it could be a class name. So dot and then the class name. So in our case, I use class names. IDs are for when things are unique. It's very rare that you have DOM elements that are unique. So you're best off using class names for things because you're going to be reusing elements and reusing components, and you want to share styles and the ability to select multiple things across those. Look at me talking about best practices, things I hardly ever follow myself. So what we're saying is grab this element, pass it to the HTML to canvas function, which self-explanatory takes a block of HTML and renders it as a canvas. So then what I like about it as well, it's promise based, so there's no callback tree or anything like that. So we can do that. Then we get a canvas, and then in their example they were appending it to the body. What I want to also do is canvas dot, I want to log out the canvas just to see what it is, see what we can do with it and what we can't do with it. So we save our changes, go back to our example, and I think hot reloading is enabled. So if I refresh this and I click me, okay, so we can see it appended it to the body. As kind of expected, the log just logged out as if I was doing, it logs it out like it would be any other HTML element in the browser DevTools. So for example, if I did document dot query selector, was it meme dash photo, and it's a class, so we need a dot. Yeah, if I do that, it logs it out in a DOM expectable way. I would almost prefer it to be like an object way, that like, you know, give me what the prototypable class attributes are of this. But nonetheless, so if we grab this, I think we can make it as stores a global. So now temp1 is our canvas, so we kind of can see the different methods that are available to us. Like we can trigger click events on it. We can, you know, set it if it's draggable. We can to blob it, which is a function. Yeah, I don't think that'll work for me. But the one thing that caught my eye there was to data URL. So if you've worked with like SVGs and stuff in the past, like an SVG can inline an image, or it can point off to a different image, to the actual SVG file, or you can inline an SVG as DOM on the page, which is more performant because it's built into the actual rendering of the screen. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it works off this idea of having like a data URL that is used to generate and loading the image. So this by itself is just a function. If memory serves me right, we need to do some more things to this. Because yeah, at the minute, like, we have the ability to take that image and generate it as another image. So this is taking an image, but it's actually a canvas element. So we need to do something with this to be able to download and save that image. So I've worked before with like MIME types and data types and building data out of an element. So I think we can do image, if I can type, we can do image slash PNG, in case we want to have transparency in the future. So was that? Yeah, so this gives us out the actual, like, the data for that image, which then we can then pipe to the browser. So we have something that we can work with. Now that's huge, and there's nothing really we can do with that. But I've seen before, if I can pass that to the location window and try and see if it'll trigger that as a download. So I do window dot location dot href equals that. So it hasn't changed anything. I think it's because it's reading it in as an image where we need to like pipe it to the browser to tell it to download it for us. So I think what we can do here is we can say replace our image declaration. Do we want to go single quotes or double quotes? Go single quotes or double. So we can do image slash PNG. So we want to replace that because that would be, if we can get rid of that. Yeah, so like that's our saying our data type, but we want a stream because we're streaming it to the browser for the browser to download it for us. But the reason why we say we don't do two data URL stream is because we want to have it in an image format to then kind of hack that image data to then stream it down to the browser. Yeah, it's strange, but it works. I've done this before in the past. So we're doing a replace, and then we're going to say, so we're now replacing, but still an image, but we want to stream it. So we want to do like an octal stream, octlet stream, if you get to call that. Okay, so that worked. So we sent it to the browser's href saying like, this is your new location, but because it's a data stream, it doesn't actually navigate us away from the page. It'd be almost like if you click on like a download link on a website. So if you're downloading, say, like the Zoom installer or something like that, it's almost the same as that, where it's like you're sending it to the href and the browser understands this is the data stream that I want to download, not something I want to navigate to. So let's click on our download. Yep, and it's our image. Not bad, not bad. So we've got our first bit working. It's kind of nice that we can interact with these. I don't know if that's saved. If I refresh this, is that saved state? Oh shit, it is. Does that affect the markup? It has. Interesting. If I load this in incognito, can I interact with this in the same way? No, it's read only. Yeah, okay. Interesting. Yeah, so, right, we're able to save our image. That's all well and good. So now, actually, I say we were able to save our image. We now need to wire this up to our actual on-click handler. So copy all of this, if it will copy. So we're no longer appending it to our child. This is going to be canvas. So we'll say canvas.toDataURL replace, and then that'll trigger our download for us. So let's go back, refresh to make sure we got our latest version. Click me, download. And we'll clear out that console log. No, we'll just clear our log. So we've got our first bit checked off. We can click a button, download a DOM element, and I guess that's just downloading the image. That looks like we could be just saving the image. But if I go back to our meme image and we add in something else here, so h1, I'm the image 2. Click that again, download. Yeah, so it brings that in too. So it's not just downloading an image from the browser, it's actually turning a DOM node into an image and downloading that. So, okay, that's fine. That's good. We've got our first bit checked off. What more do we need to do? So now we want to be able to add text, because that's just an image downloader. That doesn't really make much sense. I can right click and save the image. So now we need to add text. We want to be able to add text like they have here. And then you control it from here. That kind of way. So the minute we have this, it doesn't do anything. So we want to really have some bit of DOM element here that we can add some, allow us to like pass our text to. So first we'll code up our text here. So we do span, and then I am the meme. What's that look like? So we get that at the bottom. That doesn't look great. So we can go down a few different routes on how we want to style this. Up until now, I've been using just raw CSS, but I want to kind of bring style components in here because I can see the styles in the same file as the component I'm working with, and it makes it a little bit easier to work with. So I can do import styled, and I want style components, not that way. Yeah, so I want style components, and then I'm going to define styled meme text. It's going to be styled. Ugh, my autocorrection is doing me wrong. So styled, and then it's going to be a span. Excuse me if you can hear furious typing. I'm a very heavy typer as I work. So our styled meme text. So initially, I want. Well, I'm gonna grab this text. Inspect. Yeah, I'm the meme. So it belongs to meme photo. I want it to be relatively positioned inside of here. Yeah, so I need to do this as position. No, not absolute. Fixed. Relative. And I need to give this position fixed. Absolute. I'll do top 0. Okay, that didn't work, is it? Relative should work. Top 0. Shit. Fuck that up. Say position absolute left 0. Yeah, okay, right. We're getting there. Actually, I want to take the top off and make it bottom because I like the text along the bottom. So we're going to go bottom. Bottom 0. I can just about see the text. Color white. Come on. Color white. Font size. Gotta take a wild guess. Say 20 pixels. Probably go 40. Yeah. Yeah, okay. 40 will work for our examples. This is not going to be dynamic and fluid and responsive. It's going to be a hack job. So we're going to use the good old dev tools to fix our position. So move this into the center. So around 65. I like an even number, but it has to be either a 5, a 10, or divisible by 2. It can't be like a 3, a 7, or a 9. Then we'll go for wine's kicking in. We'll go for 60. So we kind of got a place where we want it. So now we need to be able to control that. So first I'm going to grab that style. I'm going to plop it in here. Now, I haven't added the style to the other one, so I wonder what will happen if I refresh. Yeah, well, no, I didn't even apply that. So I need to actually use my style component instead of our span. So yeah, it's positioned to the body, not to the element that is. So meme photo needs to update it. So I have an index CSS file. We have a meme photo. So this was position fixed, I think. I'm gonna have to go back and check. CSS is not my strong point. Position relative, that's what I'm looking for. So yeah, we need to make this position relative. The way I like to look at this as well, when I'm going through here and I'm, half-assing it and hacking it together, this is the real-world experience of a developer who has, I think I'm on like 11 years of web development at least. Another 4 years of multi-language back-end server, low-level programming mixed in. But like 10, 11 years of building on the web, I still do not know or understand CSS. It's one of those things. It never draws me in. I like to think of myself as as a JavaScript developer, but I'm a web developer. I can build that experience, but I just never give it the time of day. But enough about my life and the decisions I made and the things I didn't learn. So, right, we've got this place where we want it to be. Real test now is if I click save, will this have the text on it? Okay, it will. So I want this input to control that text. So now we can start bringing in some React state. I would go full blown context on this because we're gonna end up doing a bit of prop drilling. But I think React context is potentially out of scope of this. And sometimes people jump for Redux, Alt. There was a new one recently that I covered on this stream. But they jump towards these state management libraries when we just need to hold a string. So I think the best place to have this is going to be at our app level, because our app has our meme text and our meme image. From here we can pass down what we need. So we're going to be using React state because it's quick and easy and simple. So you use state, and then we're going to define our state. So we're going to say const and set meme text. Use state. It's going to be change me by default, so they'll know to change it. So we need pass. I don't know if we need to pass it down to both. We need to pass the text down to both because the input needs to get the value and the image needs to get the value too. So we'll pass this state down to each of these components, keeping them all the same name to make it easy to understand and keep track of. Only our meme text needs our set function. And set meme text to the text component doesn't make a lot of sense. So here we could change it to on change, because we're iteratively changing and updating our meme text. So let's see. Right, for now, let's go into our meme text. So now we have two props coming in and on change. I always like to clean them a little bit so the code up drives me mad. So we've got two props coming in. We've got our text and our onChange function. Probably could have called that text. Oh, I'm going to change that. Because it's all meme based, I shouldn't have to put the emphasis on the meme. It should just be text. I'm going to rename this. This is kind of a bit of clean coding advice. Like, the product is meme based. The text is obviously the meme. We shouldn't have to, explicitly say, like in the same way, like this component shouldn't be meme, but sure, I'm being explicit there because, well, I'm not renaming that. So text and onChange. So we still got our funny text. Put a semicolon there so you know that that's the label. And we have our input. So now we need to turn our input into a controlled input. Yes, controlled input is an input that has a value and an onChange function. So we now need to turn this into a controlled input. So again, we'll do some cleanup for React's sake. And we'll say value equals text. So what does this do for us now? So now change me as our text. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Oh, fuck, we lost our... Why is that not there? That's position relative. I didn't change anything else, did I? What do we change? That should be up there. Meme photo doesn't have the styles applied to it anymore. Did they even apply in the first place? That is meme photo. Image. This is why I don't like using CSS, because you can combine your selectors and you get out of sync. So we only want to apply this to meme photo. Okay, we're back to normal. So yeah, so we have our text changed me. But if I type here, as you can see, like I'm typing, but nothing's going into that input because it's now become controlled by React and the parent state of our app component. So if we go back here, we can now then say on change. And I know we passed in an on change function, but our on change function is for setting the new value of the text. The on change function from our input is like a DOM on change event. So it gets a lot more information than what we need to care about. So we're going to handle that. So we can say event, and then we have a function, and we want to say on change. So we want to pass the new value of our text input to our on change function. We can do that by saying event dot target, which means the current element that changed dot value, and then that'll pass through whatever the typing changes that were made. So now we should be able to say hello, wipe it clean. I did change you. That typed perfectly well. Okay, I typed that really quickly and didn't expect that. But now we can interact with that. But as you can see, it's not reflected here. So now we need to reflect our changes into I am the meme. So we're passing this up a layer. So we're like going up in our chain to app. App sets the text here. So we're keeping track of our text here. So we're passing text to our meme image. So now we need to handle text in our meme image. And we can then say, well, now this becomes text instead of what it was already. And we can update. Well, it's not going to change, so change me. And oh, it actually is. I did not make that. Well, it's not words, word wrap safe, but so when one thing I actually want to do is I want to uppercase it because I want it to feel like a normal meme. So in here we're going to say dot to uppercase. So I'm going to say so that's kind of cool. We could maybe style this out a little bit. I think we could go well, one, we could bring our left down, bring it over a bit for those kind of big words. So left, I can have it in 17, and then we could say font weight because I want to make it bold. So 700. Now this is where I'm going to have to do some good construction. I didn't look this up beforehand, but I want to make that. I want to make it bold. Like everything else, I want like a black background to make the white stick out a little bit more. And I am sure it is possible to make text bold in CSS. So we're going to find that out. Oh, add a stroke. Text. That was easier than I thought. Okay. So let's bump up our stroke. No, yeah, 2 pixels. I think that's fine. So we've got our stroke, makes it look like a normal meme. can we align this text? Text align. Yes, text align center. This is looking good. It's a Windows 98 meme generator. It's actually looking better than I thought it was going to do. Is that the thickest or font? Yeah, I think that's fine. I think that's fine. I don't want to fuck around with styles too much because I'll lose my train of thought. So back to our checklist that we totally forgot about. So we've added text or image, and then I can say click me, and yeah, we get it. Oh shit! It didn't have the stroke. Well, it still looks fine. I'm not gonna fight that. If someone in the chat knows what they need to do, they can figure that out. Must be Canvas doesn't handle all CSS variants and attributes. Oh fuck, that went really getting tart. There's a WebKit stroke. No, I could go down a rabbit hole into this, but we have something working. Yeah, Jetman, yeah. CSS tricks, kudos to the team at built that. Like, it's the only reason I know how to do Flexbox and CSS Grid is that they had these like brilliant articles. It's funny enough, it's one of those sites I never actively go onto the site and then look at it. But it comes up in every top Google search result because the articles are just so well done. And the guy Chris Collier, fucking legend. You should check out all his stuff. Follow him on Twitter. I think he's got a podcast and everything going on. For someone who knows jack shit about, I know like the basics of CSS, and I know enough to be dangerous. But having tools like these are amazing. Yeah, like right Flexbox. Where's the complete guide to Flexbox? I had it a second ago. Yeah. Like getting these examples, and it makes sense, although it goes in one year and out the other, but I love it. So right, we now have, annoyingly our strokes don't come through. I can live with that, but I like the fact that the text looked bigger in the image, which is kind of cool. So I think these are quite well fitting memes as well to that face. So right, what is our next step? So our next step is, yeah, font shadow. Oof. I've used come on, not W3 Schools. I've used like box shadow and stuff before, but it still boggles the mind. So what does our text shadow do? So we'll get rid of the WebKit stroke and apply this to see. I did something. What if I bump these values up by 1? That kind of looks cool. So let's print that. I have a feeling it's canvas. No, okay, that looked good. That looks far better. Yes. Thank you, Jet. We're gonna go with text shadow instead of our stroke style, because that'll come out in our canvas print. Let's see. Yeah, that looks better. It punches, it stands out a little bit more. I think that's quite good. So thanks for joining the chat and talking away. So it's good to have someone along here while I'm having a drink and breaking code. Yeah, so the next one I kind of want to do, and it's taking the idea from, obviously, I don't know, the de facto meme generator. This I'm not doing. I can't do resizing, I can't do media queries. But this, being able to move it around on screen, I think I can achieve this. I think I can. How many style text and meme? Oh, okay, we've achieved that. We've styled our text to meme style text. These are maybes. We'll see. I think we can get them move around. I think we do this. I've done draggable elements before. So for this, I'm going to jump to React Draggable, which I've obviously used before. Let's grab the GitHub examples. So I want to take advantage of React Draggable, where you can move things around. It's a very good library. I'm already using React. Let's take advantage of something else. The native draggable in the browser, I literally thought you could just put draggable on an element and that was it. But apparently not. Like if I go in here and I say draggable, is that it? HTML draggable. Yeah, the draggable attribute. So draggable. I go back to my code. Actually, that's right. So yeah. Now our text is draggable. Technically, it is because I said it. Draggable true. But it doesn't let me like drop it where I want to. If the browser just did that by default, like I could drag it anywhere, this would be awesome. And then tell it where its boundaries are, or how to reshuffle elements. But by default, like a draggable API where I can just move elements anywhere would be awesome. But I don't have that, so we're going to jump to an example that can do it. So let's see. So we want this to be movable around the page. So we're going to pull in React Draggable. So import React, we'll import Draggable. So actually we flick back to the Draggable docs. Where's their GitHub link? I'll have to go through npm. Again, anyone on the chat, any questions or anything, or if I'm flying past things, or like, what the hell is this guy doing? Shout out, let me know. So we install Draggable, which I've done already, and we import the main Draggable default API. So I'm going to be pulling in that. So the same bit of time, we'll copy and paste that. And then based from their examples, as I said at the beginning, Hello Drunk World isn't about reading docs and understanding things fully. It's about half-assing it until it works and then saying you did something great. So they have all a bunch of like options being passed in. I'm pretty sure you can just pass it. You can just do draggable and very little else. There is one thing. Yes, you can define bounds where it can be draggable. So if we then wrap this component draggable, I'm going to say bounds. We want our bounds to be the body of our document. So it can be dragged anywhere. Yes, it can be dragged outside of our image, but I think that might be okay. So let's go back. What do we have? See, it says broken. It's moving. It's moving. It's janky as fuck, but it is moving. Body should work. What if I just don't give it bounds? Can it be dragged anywhere? Okay, yeah, that's fine. Like, yeah, okay. We're not going to get the text if I drag it over there. But I can now then drag it up here. I can say, nee, fuck, I'm running out of memes. Let's see, there you go, the PR was rejected. And whatever I mean. Okay, so now we can move this around, we can do whatever we want with it. This is looking pretty good. So we've got another thing. We can check our list. Which do I want to tackle? I've got we're going into our first hour, and then I have a half an hour left of that. As part of that, I want to deploy and get this live. So I want, file will work, but I need to restrict my image size because I'm not, have I got this set to a hard size? No, so I need to set this to hard size because images won't restrict. Actually, no, because I don't want to upload images. I haven't got images prepared. Let's look at actually adding like multiple blocks of text. So now we actually get multiple blocks of text. We can do some funky things with our state. So we go to our app. So now instead of text, I don't want to say text with an S. That'll probably ruin the mic for people listening in. There'll be a dick and just say text with an S and have multiple of them. Text list would be better. Then replace this and replace this, and then this is going to be set text list. This is almost kind of like a to-do app. So now this becomes an empty array, and by default, do I want to do it object based? I don't really need anything else, so by default, change me. And I can work off the index, I think. Yeah. There's a lot of flight here in my mind that why never prepared, but I think we can do it. I think we can. We got 30 minutes left to be able to add multiple items of text. We can do this. So now this becomes an iterable thing. So button can move outside of our field row. Bring it in a bit. And then this needs to be, I think it'd be better as an element on its own. I'm not going to create a new file, so I'm going to say const text item equals return. We need curve brackets for our return. And it's just the field row that we're grabbing. So now this needs to take in props of what it accepts. A lot of this, you're like, what the fuck's he where is he going with this? But we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I'm going to actually go even worse and do a higher order function. It's going to be text and index. I think I know where I'm going with this. Okay. If you're following along, God help you. So now, if we go back to our app, text is now a text list. So it's a list of text items instead of just one individual text. So we need to then iterate over that. So we can say text list dot map. It's going to be text index. We're going to say return text item, which takes, what does it take? Shit, that should be render text item. This is a function. It's a function that takes those. Doesn't need to be named like a component though. You can take. I'm already down in this higher order function component shit, so we're sticking with it. So we say render text item on change and text index. Doesn't need to be a higher order function, but in this example it's just working because I could be changing it. So iterating over render text item on change. This now won't work because textless is a thing, so we need to go into image and then we need to say textless.map and render out multiple of these, which annoyingly they're all going to appear on top of each other unless we do something, but we'll figure that out. One shouldn't render by default. Come on. What's broken? Cannot read property class name. Oh, come on, you piece of shit. I knew I was being too ambitious. So it's something about rendering. So let's comment this out. I don't think it's our meme image. It was our meme image. Okay, that's broken too. Oh yeah, no, that I expect that to be broken. That's fine. So it gets a text list, which is an array. We're mapping over it. The array is just strings. Then we're rendering a string dot two. Oh, I think it's because Draggable doesn't like multiple children, so we wrap this in a fragment. This will then, okay, so we've got that. We got change me. Things are still a bit missing and wired up. So let's go back to our meme list. This is a bit where I'm going to be flying through things, so definitely fire away in the chat if you're like, what's this guy doing? Why are you making that change? Why is this going on? So our on change here, now he takes on change, takes the new value, takes the index. So actually we don't want to do that. We want to say, we want to update the index in our array. We can do that with Splice, I think. Or we can do it the cheap way. Yeah, we'll do it the cheap way. So we can say on change, and it's going to be, we need the whole array though. No, we don't, because we have the whole array up. So that's our current target value and our index. And we've got our app. So our on change now is going to be value and index, and then in here we can say set text list to be, I'm going to make it a function because we want to get the previous or the current state, and we're going to say return current state dot map item. It's getting complex, more complex than it need to be. If I can remember the iteratable immutable library that I need to do this, I could probably figure this out, but sure. We'll figure that out. So if I map over, we're going to say item index. I'm winging this on a prayer at this minute. So item index. We'll call this I because we already have index defined. If I equals index return value. So we're replacing the value, else return item. We don't want to change it. Come on, why not working? Why not working? So meme text gets our text list, takes our text list, maps over it, on change text index. Actually, let's just move them into there because it's this higher order function is not necessary because I'm not doing a whole React component style. So we're going here. They were an object. I was expecting an object because I was going to do a function that returned a higher order component, but I don't think I really need that now. I can just handle it as a component as is. Yes, so change me. Okay, so that works. Now, generate obviously should still work because we're just printing that bit of the DOM. But we then need a plus button. We could probably style this up a little bit too. I know I hate styling, but come on, I'm human. If in doubt, static or flexbox? Yeah, I think if in doubt, flexbox. So display flex direction column. The button gets bigger, but yeah, that'll do. So we want to add this to meme text in our styles. So in our index.css, we should have meme text. Yep. And then we can say apply our flexbox, refresh, it's applied. So now we need a plus button here as well. So let's look at that. So back to our meme text, back to my drink. The worst part is I've been drinking cheap, shitty wine for so long that when I get something that's maybe half decent, it tastes horrible. It isn't great. This bottle was £7. My normal bottle is $3.50. The $3.50 tastes better. And this has been in the freezer, so it's been chilled, so there's no excuse for it to be this bad. But it's Hello Drunk World, and I have to drink. I don't have to drink, but it's part of the shtick. So after my plus button, I want to have another button. It's going to have a plus symbol. And on click is where it will get interesting. So I want to say on click. So I want to add an item to my list. So on click. So funny, on click, yeah, on click and then use the on change. No, actually I'm going to probably just create another function. Reusing the on change would be a bit of a nightmare. So I can say on add row. And I guess I don't need to create an anonymous function for it. I can just do on add row. Then in my main app file, I can set an on add row as a prop. And then in this, it's going to be set text list. Again, I'm going to make this a function because I'm not always going to be sure of the state and where the state is going to be at the time that I'm triggering this function. So it's going to be current and then return a new array, spreading my current in, and passing in a new array item called new. And then we have it here. Do we? Can we move these around? Because they're on top of each other. So I can take index. I know how to fix this. I know how to fix this. That is bottom 60. What is new? I do bottom 60 and then I increase this. Oh shit. It's changing both of them. So bottom new 60 and then increase this. So I want to bump that by say 105. Can I move that directly or they all gonna be weird? Yeah, I can say like right if so 60 minus or 105 minus 60 is 50. 105 minus 60 is 45. So I know, yeah, I'm thinking as I fly. So 45. So if I go in this component, and every time I render these, I'm going to pass in offset and be the index times, well, index plus 1 times the, yeah, index plus 1 times 45. So I need an index here. I probably lost everyone on the stream right now, but it'll all work out. Index plus 1 times, oh, index plus 1 plus 45. Yeah. So top, no, bottom is now going to be that. Props of props of the function props. Props. That didn't work. Why did not work? Index plus 1 plus 45. So first one would be 0. So that's why I add up 1 to make it 1. Or do I need plus the 1? Because I want to say like 40 and then 45 again, so times 2. Index plus 45 times the count maybe. Because I want to say like it's first 45, second whatever. So times text list dot length. This is very on the fly. Nope. Don't know why it's not even let me select them. Let's see, what are they set? So that's bottom is 90. That's 91. So 0 plus 45 times the length. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Come on. I want to stagger them. If in doubt, Let's unbreak it. Let's see what happens. You piece of shit. Even though I manually move this, I don't think it becomes draggable then. I think the draggableness of it becomes a bit fucked. Yeah, I lost the drag on it for some reason. Draggable. Oh, because that fucker is the whole thing is meant to be draggable, not that individual thing. So what's React Draggables docs look like? Let's try searching for the list. What have I multiple draggable items? Why do I render them out? Or do each of them have their own draggable container? Is that what it is? So you go in there and you go in there. Maybe that's what it is. So you're all individual draggable items. That potentially could work. So that's still draggable. Let's get a cursor on you as well. Come on. Cursor. Move. Yes. Yeah. Cursor move. Plus. Ah, there we go. So I can say the shit. Actually, no, when the shit. I can drag and rearrange now. Yes, now we're looking well. And then click me. Oh, I fucking need to rename you to generate. I keep forgetting that your defaulted to click me. Click me is so stupid. So then generate. There we go. There we go. That's looking well. So perfect place to stop and deploy. So I know that before I fail at it, Netlify, create React app, build. I know there's always thing I have to change. I'll check my GitHub. My last project I deployed to GitHub. Before I push this up for it to build and the fail automatically. Yes. So you have to change the build script to be CI equals create reactor scripts. God knows why, but that's just the case. So our build script now changes to that. So let's get our changes. CI minus M changes because he gives a fuck about commit messages, and then create a new Git repository for this. We're going to have this deployed before we end the stream. New repository, it's going to be meme dash gen. It's going to be public. I'm going to create it, and then we need to add our remote. I have an alias to handle multiple SSH keys. So then this will fly in front of me. So now we can, I don't know what this command does, so I just copy and paste it and it does what it does. So we can push up our changes and refresh. Now I have the README from Create React app. I always change that after the fact. But now if we go to Netlify, we do build this site. So while this is going on, I'm going to have my celebratory cigarette while I deploy my site in Netlify. And I ask you streamers, be on Twitch, Periscope or YouTube, do you have any questions about what we built tonight, how we built it? Big thanks already, shout out to Jet Maddox for suggesting font shadow instead of me trying to fuck around with that like the stroke API, because that wasn't actually supported by the printing tool I was using, so that was a really good help. Meme. And a big shout out to any new followers or subscribers if you're on a different platform. Let's see, yep, all default settings. It's a Create React app. We're going to publish it. Over here, we're going to see if we can change the site name to something a little bit more applicable. Meme generator or meme gen. Generator is a bit long-handed, but I'm pretty sure I'll get it. Maybe not. Meme gen. Oh, for fuck's sake. Meme me. There you go. Yeah, no worries, man. Thank you for checking out the stream. Don't forget to give it a little follow there. So, we're currently deploying. Again, if you have any questions about the stream, about what we built tonight, about Hello Drunk World, Dyslexic Developer, fire away. I think I will, after the fact, come back to this later next week and try to do custom photos uploads. The one thing I hate is like I've never understood image resizing via like CSS or in the browser or whatever. And it always seems to be this mysterious thing where like you get pointed towards like a paid for service that will resize your images for you. I want to just like, you know, say this is a div. This div can be any size you can ever imagine, and it will automatically scale the image to fit that div. And millions of websites do this, and I don't know how they're doing it. There's something missing. It's just something maybe I'm just not reading enough docs on like image, you know, responsiveness. Max width 100%. If max width 100% was fuck me, that is right. Maybe I'm just not. Maybe I'm overthinking the solution. Let me see. Because what am I doing here? I've set a size in this, haven't I? So I've said that. So if I do max width. Oh, fuck off. Don't tell me that's it. So max width 100% and the image will automatically resize itself. Why is it that easy though? Why are services providing like, you know, the ability to download multiple? Yeah, so okay, fair enough. Yeah, so when I do the ability to push up your own image, I'll be using max width. Thank you again, Jet. So right, let's look at our deployed site. It's working. We're hosted. me.netlify.app. So I should have done meme Chris, but sure, fuck it. This can't spell actually, and I can say drag this up, add another one on. Oh, okay. Well, so we got issues. So the image resizing services reduce the actual resolution and compresses them to reduce the file size. At least that's the stuff I've seen. Oh, okay. Yeah, so okay, yeah, no, I get that kind of thing where like, if I'm shipping a thumbnail, if I'm shipping thumbnails to someone, I want the thumbnail like I don't want to have like a 4K resolution image scaled down in the browser. I want to have a small, like less than a meg image on the browser, and then they scale up. So okay, I get okay, I get why we have those services. Um, but that Max Swift 100% annoyingly blew my mind. I should know this shit. Like I've been doing this for long enough, but you know, also they could be swapped around. They're confusing. But we click generate. This actually works. Okay, awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna flick back to the cam view and hang around for a little bit while I finish my cigarette. If you have any more questions, comments, definitely go check out. I'll fire the link into the site, so you can meme. Oh, I regret this the minute I say it, but yeah, like you can then meme the shit into me, which is probably not what I want right now, what I want, but sure, you know what, fuck it. How did I get the chat up in here? So, yeah, create some creative memes. Tweet me at Chris Laughlin on Twitter. I'm gonna fire this in the chat here. Dot. And then I'm at Chris Laughlin on Twitter. And it works. I say work with a question mark. It works on mobile. So yeah, thanks to everyone who kind of watched along, helped me code it out, fix those bugs. This is something I can see myself growing and building upon, and advancing on the kind of polish and the finesse of it. Potentially do a little bit more like responsiveness. I hate responsive, but I have to learn it, and this is a good opportunity to learn that. So again, thank you everyone for watching along. Catch you in the next stream. Streams are on a fortnight basis, so obviously not next week, the week after, but next week I always tease out a little video of the previous stream. So make sure to subscribe on YouTube, follow on Twitch, and